Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it. It's AFR Saints, your home for daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Please subscribe, smash the like button, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our content this football season is presented by BetUS. Score a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next two deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150. Enjoy the video. Who dat? Saints are finally back at it after the bye. They'll take on the Rams, who it's been really a tale of two seasons so far for the Rams. They started 1-4, then they won 4 of their next 5. But what a walloping at the hands of the Eagles on Sunday Night Football. Sarah Barshop is there for all of it. ESPN NFL Nation reporter covering the Rams joins us now. Sarah, we appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. How big of a setback was Sunday night against the Rams? Or excuse me, against the Eagles?
I think it showed kind of where the team is, right? Like they might be competing in this division because it's pretty close. I think every team has 5 losses, or at least 5 losses. But it showed, a really good NFC team in the Eagles. They're not there yet. So a step back, but obviously the conversation in the locker room after game at the podium with Sean McVay was, got to learn from this because clearly they're running out of time to figure out how to be consistent, especially on offense, to be at the point where they are at the same level as some of these elite teams in the NFC.
Let's talk about the inconsistency. When they started 1-4, what went so wrong?
I think it was injuries at the start of the season. Obviously, Kupp, Puka, Nacua, but then those injuries on the offensive line, Jonah Jackson, Steve Avila, and they never had that consistency just in terms of who was on the field for the offense. So I think that's where it started early in the season.
Was the 4-1 stretch subsequent just a product of the team getting healthy?
I think so. But even in that, so you look at that game in Miami or against Miami at home on Monday Night Football, they were inconsistent, and they've scored 2 touchdowns in first quarters this season. So I think it's probably a combination of, yes, they have gotten healthy, but they still have a long way to go, and they really don't have answers because when we ask, why is it inconsistent? The answer is just, well, it's execution. And so they're obviously still figuring out how to fix that.
Saquon went for over 250 on Sunday Night Football. We all saw it. And there's a lot of people here kind of licking their chops a little bit with the Saints having a bye and run game getting going a little bit as the Saints line has gotten healthy. Is the Rams' run defense really that bad?
I don't think so. It's, early in the season, this defense as a whole struggled. It's a very young defense after Aaron Donald retired this offseason. A lot of first and second year guys, especially in the front 7. And then I think they looked a little bit better. And then obviously what Saquon Barkley did is something that I think he hasn't done that to every team they've played, but I think it's very clear that he's a good player. So I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. I don't know that the run defense is a strength of this defense, but I don't think they are what they showed on Sunday against the Eagles.
We'll get right back to the video. Want to take a quick minute to remind you about our friends over at BetUS, our great partners during this football season here at AFR Saints. Still got that great deal. You can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000. Be sure to use that promo code YouTube150. Let me show you how easy it is to lock in our bet for Saints Rams this week. You go to BetUS. Over on the left side, we'll hit the drop down on football, NFL Week 13 odds. It'll bring up every game. Saints got a weird afternoon slate this week with the Rams coming to the Dome, but there it is right there. The Saints right now are getting 3 points. Tell you what, just watch the Rams get run over by Saquon Barkley. The Saints coming off the bye, I think they're going to have success running the ball, and of course, you hit that magic number of 3. I'm going to take 3 points with the home dog. Don't know if I'll love the Saints to win it, but 3 points at home, I'll take it. We'll go over here. We'll place a $25 bet. We'll hit place my bet. It'll ask me to confirm. A couple of taps, and just like that, we are confirmed with a $25 bet for the New Orleans Saints +3. It's that easy over at BetUS. Again, be sure to use that promo code YouTube150 to collect a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000. Good luck. Who dat? Enjoy the rest of the video. Sarah, what do you think is the strength of the Rams defense?
I think it is that front seven. Obviously, it didn't show, and we talked to a lot of guys in the locker room after the game. Kobe Turner was saying, we weren't that sound, made a lot of mistakes. Jared Verse said everyone was kind of trying to make a play, and that's kind of where he put it on him. I don't know how much of that is true, but immediately after the game, he was saying, that was on me. We need to play better, that kind of thing. But I do think the strength is that young front seven, and you look at Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, Bobby Brown. They have a lot of talent there, and in the middle of the season during that winning streak, I think we saw how good they can be.
If you flip it over to the offensive side, Matthew Stafford obviously has been a great player, and I think probably is heading for the Hall of Fame someday. At what level would you say that Matthew Stafford is playing right now relative to his career? He's an aging player, we all understand. He's a great player, but what capacity is he still?
I still think he's very good, and I think a lot of that is just how mentally good he is at this game, at facing defensive. His teammates talk about how his knowledge makes such a big difference for this offense. Just the defense he's seeing, stuff like that, his relationship with Cooper Kupp and the time they've put in together on the field. I think he's still very good. But again, he's been part of the reason this offense has been so inconsistent. Now, it takes all 11, which is the thing that is said, time and time and again in the locker room. But you look at him, he's 4 touchdowns and then no touchdowns the next week. And I think part of that is the offense in general. The running game has been inconsistent as well. But I don't think he looks like the Matthew Stafford that came on at the end of last season when they went on that run. But I don't think these issues are because of the way he's played just by himself.
So then, and Sarah Barshop is with us, ESPN NFL Nation reporter, covers the Rams. When the offense has kind of been stuck in the mud, and that's happened a little bit to this team this year. Some of it, I'm sure, would be injuries with Nacua and Kupp, like you mentioned. But when the offense has struggled, what has sort of been the impetus for that?
It's when they get behind the sticks, right? Like a first play, loss of yards or a penalty, and then, that's what Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay have said. Well, then it's execution. It's harder to execute when the defense has more of an idea of what's coming. Some of it is the run game has slowed down a little bit. So I think, look, the truth is if they knew the answer, I don't know that they'd be in this position. But I think a lot of it is just getting behind and in the sticks specifically and just having a hard time getting back on track.
The line on this game is 2.5. It's been 3. I think it's bumped down just a little bit. That could indicate you could be talking about a field goal game. Joshua Carty's in his first season with the Rams. If it comes down to a kick, how confident are you he makes it?
I think pretty confident. It's been interesting. You talk about that inconsistency. He missed from 26 2 weeks ago. The week before that, he went 5 for 6. It would have been 6 for 6 if it wasn't for a false start. That pushed them pretty far out of field goal range. After that, the Patriots game, Sean McVay said, he didn't have a lot of confidence in the operation that game. And he said it wasn't just Carty, but in general, that's why he went for it on 4th down on a play. And we asked him about it this past week and said, do you still have confidence? He said yes. But of course, Carty had, again, another miss. So I think he will make it. I think it helps that indoors, but it's been an interesting season for the rookie kicker.
Hey, Sarah, if Sean McVay has a blueprint to win Sunday in the Dome, what does it look like?
I think it's getting that run game going early, not being in these obvious passing downs, and just being able to show what we've seen at times as this offense keeps going, putting that together, and then not turning the ball over. That's been something. There's only been 2 games this year where they have not turned the ball over. And both of them were wins. So obviously takeaways, win games, but I think that's something specifically Kyron Williams not fumbling, Matthew Stafford not throwing an interception will go a long way for them.
Sarah Barshop, you can get her on Twitter, X at Sarah Barshop, spelled just like it sounds. ESPN NFL Nation reporter covering the Rams. Sarah, we appreciate it. Safe travels to New Orleans. Enjoy the game. We appreciate the time.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks so much for watching the video. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a new video, and remember to support BetUS, where right now you can get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Be sure to use that promo code YouTube150.